Happy Friday, everyone. What's going on, guys? Ready for another show?
It was one of those weeks where I was like, I'm not going to really have much for pickups this week. And then you get the Friday mail that comes and you're like, oh my, this is wonderful.
Wait, it's December 1st. You know what that means? 25 days of Christmas, 24 days of Christmas, whatever you want to say.
Yep. Bust out your advent calendars.
Speaking of which, holiday movie starting Monday, guys. We will be discussing holiday movies.
And Mariah Carey is already singing the damn heart out already with the fucking All I Want for Christmas.
Die Hard and Gremlins.
Listen, that's become the most iconic Christmas song ever.
It's the most annoying song. Yeah. It's like she's like a stalker. She's waiting, creeping, waiting for that holiday season to come by.
What are we talking about, stalker?
Oh boy.
Oh, we got some great stuff going on today. We're gonna have some news. We're gonna talk about some comics that are really cool right now and discuss if it's a good time to pick these keys up. So yeah, guys, have any pickups before we start this shit show of a show?
I do have some fun things today.
All right.
Thank God for Joe. Let's go.
So I got a couple of the Barbaric Fallen Empire, the Frizzen, the 1/100s.
Oh, I like
foil,
that cover.
Some foil. I know how much Bruce likes foil.
Remember, kids, put that in the microwave.
And then let's see, I got Basic Instinct. This was the NYCC one, and then I got a few of the 1 in 10s.
Oh, nice.
Did you read that yet? Did you read that book yet?
No, it literally just came today at like 4 o'clock, so I haven't had time to do much with them.
I wanted to know if it's still based off the movie Basic Instinct, if they did some kind of turnaround or something.
It's supposed to be a follow-up, so a continuation. And I got Art Adams art book.
Nice.
It's very, very nice. Nice little signature in there.
Oh, nice.
It's nice. And then with that, I got great Art Adams print signed, which is nice. And then they also, it's very nice. Even on the envelope, they contain some additional prints he signs, which is nice.
Yeah.
But there's one signed print in here, I believe. Yeah, it came with a few. Let me try to find something that's non-nudity. There we go.
Nudity is good. Just bring it up.
Not on my channel, buddy.
Oh, damn, man.
Family channel, yeah.
So,
I like that.
The other ones have some choice nudity in them. So, I will leave those for your imagination. And that's what I got.
All right. Let's see what I got this week. I got a Superman 109 DCU.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, slowly chipping away at this list I need.
You're doing good. You've been making progress past few.
Yeah, every week you've been getting a lot of stuff, man. That's good.
Batman, The Shadow of the Bat, 55.
Nice.
Batman, Shadow of the Bat, 56. DCU.
I love that cover.
It's a great cover.
Yes.
Yeah, but Poison Ivy looks like she's got a flat ass. She's suffering from Nassau.
Oh, jeez.
No ass at all.
Tom has a better ass than Poison Ivy.
Yes, I do.
Adventures of Superman 520.
Nice and mullety.
What?
That's the mullet Superman.
We have the B cover of Green Lantern 81. Well, that's the A cover, actually. The B cover is the shiny foil deluxe one. That's like a tombstone. Funeral Hal Jordan.
Oh, nice.
And then this week's Howard the Duck.
Nice.
Miles Morales.
You got the book, huh?
Yeah, I had to get this cover. I love that cover. Then I picked up my first lenticular in years.
Oh, nice. Beep, boop, bop, boop. There you go.
Nice.
Garo. American Psycho, second print. My McFarlane toys, which Pete hates.
Oh, wait. McFarlane?
Yeah, he hates these toy covers.
I don't know why.
Little Alan Scott. And then Batman on the bat cycle.
Nice.
That's cool.
My favorite cover of the week, City Boy.
I know you love the City Boy. People seem to. There's a large group of people that seem to really be enjoying that title.
Yeah, it's really unique and really fun read. You know, his powers depend on what city he's in, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the name of the title just it's kind of cringy, so I'm just kind of like, hey.
Maybe I should load in the slides for today. That makes sense.
You can throw me up. I have another pickup while you're grabbing the slides.
Go ahead.
I forgot to show these off. I got A24, the movie company. They have zines that are done by a lot of the directors and some of the actors from some of the movies. So this is A Dance Like Me, a Stop Making Sense compilation from the re-release of the Talking Heads movie. I got Never Coming to a Theater Near You. Come in Peace. Cool. American Hustlers. This one's always nice. There's some fun stuff in there. And Salvation, which has some cool stuff. Like if you grew up in the 80s and 90s and remember the kind of the cheap zines, the way they were produced, it has that feel to it. So it's just kind of fun.
All right, let's get into the news, guys. All right, weekend nerd update. We have the weekend box office forecast. Renaissance, Beyonce's concert film, is slated to 18 million. Hunger Games, another 13 million. Napoleon, 10 million. Wish, 8.6. And Godzilla, rounding up top 5, 8.1 for the weekend.
Check out Godzilla when you get a chance.
I wish Godzilla would have done better, but it is the -1 one. It's the Toho one, which I prefer, but it's not like the Hollywood blockbuster one.
Well, I prefer that one
appeal
too.
to more people.
It did good in the international markets already. I think Japan, it's so coming here. It is what it is, but it's still badass.
I'm excited.
It only cost them what, 15 million to make it, which is insane.
And it's only
how good it looks.
The updated remake of the original 1950. Was it 1954? 19 was it?
No, it's not a remake.
It's like a remake.
It's a continuation of Shin Godzilla.
It's just done by Toho, so it's the original studio. I was reading somebody on IG today that saw it that was just super happy with it. We're like, this is what going to the theater is about. This is what Dolby Sound is about. It's a good theater experience, apparently. So
they just also dropped Entertainment Earth just had and Super 7 just dropped a few Godzilla pieces, especially the Godzilla -1 figure, like 14 inches long and 8 inches tall, like $85, something like that. Pretty cool.
That's what she said.
It's good that Godzilla getting love,
a lot
like
more
he did
love, man.
back, a lot more love than he did in the 90s.
Listen, I love Godzilla growing up, man. I know you too.
Oh yeah,
Christopher. I know that you grew up loving that. I loved it too. That's was my favorite halftime in the 70s growing up, watching the original Godzilla stuff.
The Godzilla marathons for the holidays. Those are the best. Next up,
everything too. Loved it.
For you freaking Fortnite fans, Peter Griffin is coming to Fortnite. Arriving in Chapter 5. Who the
there's no IP that Fortnite will not
grab onto.
Got the Quagmire. Quagmire should have been part of Fortnite.
Giggity.
I would have preferred to play as Lois. Lois is badass, or the giant chicken. This is good for all the nerd players that play this game, like Sticks.
And Zack Snyder.
Oh yeah. He just announced he's a
Fortnite
Fortnite fan. Tom Holland said he's only wants to play as Spider-Man again if it does justice to the character.
Now listen,
Meaning-
listen. Wait. Didn't he say he wanted to play Spider-Man for his whole career? And didn't he say he enjoys playing Spider-Man no matter what? He enjoys it. All of a sudden now he's saying this.
That was 10 years ago, buddy.
No, 10 years ago, he's still a kid. He's still, what, 22 years old? Come on.
He wants to do serious acting.
Yeah, but you know what? In the movie industry nowadays, we just looked at the box office. Nobody's rolling major blockbusters.
Nope.
You know, there's very few and far between that show up. And, you know, those little movies, the fun indie movies, like when you have Daniel Radcliffe money, you can go off and do projects you love.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Tom Holland has that kind of money yet.
No, but Spider-Man, listen, you know what? I think it's time to move on. Maybe we'll get Miles Morales now will take over, or we'll get another actor that wants to play Spider-Man.
How long does this contract run? Do you know?
Apparently his contract is done, but he signed up for 2 more movies. He's got 2 more movies.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of questioning, is his contract toward an end of a run where he's just going to try to squeeze them for negotiation purposes?
How many movies did he actually do? He did Civil War.
He did
the 3 Spider-Man movies. He also was in
appeared in Endgame. Infinity War. He appeared in what the hell was he appeared in? Doctor Strange, Multiverse. Doctor Strange. But
no, he wasn't in Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness.
Doctor Strange was in his movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the way around. Yeah.
But he only had a couple of appearances, but he signed for he has 2 more on his contract. 2 more appearances, 1 big movie appearance and 1 cameo appearance, like Secret Wars, and 1 more big Spider-Man movie.
He's probably just trying to squeeze them because, I mean, like I said, look, I mean, there's no movies that are really raking in the money in terms of the high budget movies. I mean, like Barbie made a ridiculous amount of money. It had under a $200 million budget. The Marvels had around $200-ish million budget, and they're going to struggle for a break even. So you're not going to see $400 or $500 million budget movies.
Nope, not anymore.
Being made,
it's not needed.
Yeah,
it's not needed.
Well, and a lot of that money's not going to go to these people either. They're not going to be raking in serious cash if those movies.
They just got a contract, for the strike that is going to kick in eventually. When it kicks in, they're going to get more money, and Marvel Studios aren't going to want to put out these blockbuster movies, knowing that the actors are going to be getting a lot more money and incentives from that thing. So I don't know, give or take. Like I'm with Joe about the whole fact that movies have been bombing, and people don't want to go to movies anymore really like they used to, because they don't want to go see something that with agendas. And most of the movies that are put out,
that's not true. Barbie just made over $1 billion and it had an agenda.
Which one?
Barbie.
I think
there was an agenda too.
But people want a blockbuster. People want to be entertained by something. Theater used to be, when we were growing up, the theater was just, that's what you did on a Friday. Yeah. You took your significant other to the theater. You went with your friends to the theater. It didn't matter what was playing. You would go to the theater. It was time away. You fucked about for a while, had a good time. But now with the prices and everything else, people expect to be heavily entertained by something special when they go to a theater.
Yeah. And people are lazy as hell.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I don't like, number one, I don't like going to a theater. My back, but you're sitting there forever before the movies even start. It's not like they make tight 90 anymore. It's not tight 90-minute movies anymore like it was when we were growing up.
I'm kind of bored.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit in a seat for a 3-hour movie and then 45 minutes beforehand to watch a bunch of previews and commercials and then wait through the credits to see if there's an after credit scene. You're there for like 5 hours. I'm an old goddamn man. My back is not going to sit in those shitty seats.
What are you talking about? We're the same age.
I know. And I am not going to sit in those seats for. Well, God bless you.
You know what?
I can't do it.
Another thing too is that, like, me and my wife have talked about going to some movies, and we didn't go. Like Blue Beetle, we wanted to go see. We didn't go see that. I couldn't care less about it. I'm not. DC doesn't throw me to go see a DC movie. I don't give a shit about DC movie. I can't. There's so many damn things I haven't watched on TV yet. Marvel included. A lot of stuff. The only thing I've watched has been the Star Wars stuff, and I'm discussing with the Star Wars stuff too.
Of course.
I'm getting to a point where I just really don't have interest in it anymore. I'd rather do other things.
And if you got a 60 or 80 inch nice 4K TV at home.
Sit home. You don't have to deal with the fucking people. I can't deal with the people.
I can pause it. I can
yelling, screaming.
Well, I like going with a whole bunch of friends, like we do every time a movie comes out. It's fun having that experience with friends.
Too. My prostate kills me. I gotta piss like 40 times during a movie. I hate that. That drives me insane. That I have to constantly go out and back. Like back in the day, the old cinema draft house near me was great. They'd be playing a movie. There's only one screen, and they would pipe the audio into the bathroom.
Yeah,
that was wonderful. It was like, oh, I can go out if I have to. That's great, but I can't do that in the big theater. And
I'll be honest with you. I can't.
Hey, Brian.
Square.
Hey.
I'm in Times Square every single day of my life. I hate people. End the story. Movies can go fuck themselves.
I live in the middle, and I live in the middle of nowhere purposely because I dislike being around a lot of people. So the theater just doesn't do it for me. And if I'm gonna go, I want it to be special. It's gotta have to be something big.
People, I can't. Like I said, people ruin it. Can't deal with people. I'd rather wait for it to come on TV. And if I want to watch it, I'll watch it. If I don't watch it, don't watch it.
Yeah,
I'm getting bored. This is there's nothing new and exciting to make it exciting like it did. Endgame ended it all.
I watched Indiana Jones today. That was fun.
All right, next up,
It was fun.
the first trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 will release this month, and I believe it's next week. For all those people that have been waiting, 15 years for this to come out?
Yeah.
Ryan, when did 5 come out? 2004, 2003?
No.
That was after that.
It was right when they switched from 360, PlayStation 3 to PS4, Xbox One. So 2012, 2011, 2012?
2013. 10 years. And we just getting the trailer 10 years later.
Well, to be fair, they were working on Red Dead Redemption, right? They were doing that.
I still stand by the fact my favorite Rockstar game was Bully.
Yeah,
Bully was
a
fun.
fun game.
Bully was fun for the time.
All right, next up. The 2023 Doctor Who Christmas special is titled The Church on Ruby Road. The special follows a baby who was abandoned in the snow long ago on Christmas Eve. Today, Ruby Sunday meets the Doctor, stolen babies, goblins, and perhaps a secret of her birth. Yay! I'm so happy for Doctor Who.
I'm happy for you and Styx, the only two Doctor Who fans in it.
That's it. You guys can keep it.
Hey, it makes you happy. You like it? That's great.
It makes you happy.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That is Star Wars.
I don't have to watch it, you know.
Better special effects in Star Wars.
To be honest with you, I'm having a hard time watching the stuff I like, and that's telling you something. Once I start really hating the stuff I used to like, I'm done.
Come on, look at that little scary goblin. Aw.
But it's trying to be like freaking Grogu. Get out of here, man.
Grogu was that scary.
Yeah.
The
Have you watched it yet? I know Stick said he watched the first episode and he said he liked it.
Yeah, it was really good actually. I can't wait for the second episode.
It was really good. It was like mind shattering to watch it. Like, oh my god, I gotta watch it again, type of thing.
Yes.
Don't look at me.
David Tennant coming back after 10 years.
Doctor Who fans and Star Trek fans will say that.
Yes. At least we got content that we like. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Next up,
That's not entirely.
Thor 5
That's not
It's
telling anything. That's not saying
supposedly
anything.
happening, and being helmed by director Gareth Edwards,
Another
which
thing
presents the
could be-
chance to do the God of Thunder justice one last time.
And we'll see.
No Taika Waititi. Interesting.
Well,
that's a good thing.
yeah, I don't
If they could
think
get rid
after
of
Love and Thunder,
Guns N' Roses from that whole thing, I would be a happy camper. Just put it that way.
I didn't mind the Guns N' Roses. I didn't mind the music. I like the music, but the story sucked.
it's just I just don't care anymore. I just like these characters kind of run their course. Just move on.
Basically. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know people give go, I want Robert Downey Jr. back. I want Chris Evans back. No, you don't. If you give me something good,
Yeah.
I will forget about these characters. And nobody gave two shits about Thor before the movies came out anyway. Nobody reads Thor.
Nobody reads Thor now.
No. I mean, the Jason Aaron run, the Gore the God Butcher run was good. But I mean, before that, for years and years and years, it's like, yeah, I mean, really? Nobody read that. Nobody read Iron Man. Nobody cares about those characters. No, just give us something better, and people are idiots. They'll forget.
They're better on a team. They're better on a team book, and even then, they can't get that right.
Yeah.
All right. Next up,
unless he's teamed up with Hulk.
Yeah.
Elsa Bloodstone and Werewolf by Night will return in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
Why so?
Interesting. This isn't choice for them up here.
It's a weird place for them to appear, and it's a way too far away place for them to appear.
Yep.
If these idiots at Disney have learned anything, look what does well in the theaters. Look what moves well in terms of what you could do at a low budget that gives you a good return. Horror. Over and over and over again in the theaters, we see little horror movies that have tiny little budgets that break even or make money. Lean into it.
Well, let me ask you a
Marvel.
question. How weird would it be to see Werewolf by Night side by side with Iron Man?
I don't necessarily want to see it.
I don't know. Or like side by Spider-Man. It's like, I know they should have, there should be different parts of the universe and have different separate things. And it's cool to put them together, but it'd be a weird collaboration if they, next to the super, like the Marvel heroes and stuff like that. I don't know.
It could be a Legion of Monsters type deal.
Exactly. Maybe we'll get the Mummy and Frankenstein, and maybe Morbius will show up in the Kang Dynasty. Sony and Marvel will come to some kind of a
I mean, the hell they do with Spider-Man. Why not?
Who knows?
Hit that like button if you're watching. If you're on the panel, hit that like button.
I really wish they would have just kind of gone off and done this kind of supernatural horror side on just cheaper, even just streaming shows. Just do some single one-off, one hits.
I would really put some animated series too, some really good animated projects.
Marvel doesn't do anime very well.
I understand, but they should start to look at the DC's record on making animation and do that and follow something like that.
Mm-hmm. DC's animated films are better than the Marvel. Like they're better than the DC EU movies.
Yes.
I will.
Yes,
agree.
it is true. Yeah, that is true.
And the stories are better.
Well, it's easier to translate from DC characters are hard to get on film. Unfortunately, a lot of them, their powers won't work big screen. So,
well, you got to look at. There's a lot of characters in DC that a lot of people can't relate to. That's not realistic. Like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the most relatable character. He has problems. He has all these things. Other characters like now Superman's got immortality now. He's immortal. He's immortal now. So.
Hey, Degrassi. Marvel special presentations have been dead since WBN dropped. They're cost prohibitive.
Yeah, I bet you could go smaller scale with it. You could. I mean, they're going to do. Supposedly, they're doing the Marvel Spotlight, right? Why not have some horror within that Marvel Spotlight umbrella that they're doing?
Frankenstein.
I'm just saying, introduce some of these characters and have something different. All I want from Marvel is something different, something that doesn't feel like the same crap that we get out of every single movie. Werewolf by Night to me felt different, and I was happy with that.
After Guardians, Xmas, it was over.
Well, yeah, that was just an abomination.
I
A
actually
lot of
liked
people loved it.
I thought it was
kind of
Yeah, I enjoyed Guardians 3, the movie. I just the Christmas special was a little.
I didn't even see Guardians 3. I didn't. It still is another movie I haven't seen.
What the hell, Tom?
I'm bored, man. I come home from work and stuff like that. I just want to relax. I watch YouTube videos and that's all I freaking really do. You know, and then
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I catch sports once in a while. Like last night, I watched my Cowboys beat the Seahawks. I was even
That was a
bored
good
with
game.
that too.
That was a good game.
That's exactly what I do. I watch YouTube videos, catch the occasional show, and watch sports. That's
Yeah, it was,
except I'm a 49er fan. But that's,
Well,
you know,
I'm
neither here
all
nor there.
happy with the wrestling. CM Punk came back, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with so wrestling is back on the forefront for me now.
There you
I
go.
like that.
Looks like it's back on the menu, boys.
That's it.
Coming soon. Wrestling with Dom.
Hey, if I could
and-
do a wrestling show, I would definitely put it out there.
It's big
and
on
I
YouTube.
agree. I agree, Degrassi. It does mean major budget and cast reductions, and that's fine with me. I'm fine for cheaper made stuff on streaming.
Yeah, but you know what? Like if you have things like I'll go back to Obi-Wan Kenobi, the most anticipated important film in Star Wars in the other projects. It had the lowest budget out of all the Star Wars, and that's the thing. That movie should have been one of the top TV shows. I mean, the top TV shows on Disney Plus for Star Wars fans. They should put a lot of money into that to make it what Star Wars fans wanted it. But it was the lowest budget, and it's like I don't know. Look,
I still think the special effects in that looked better than
Yeah, it still looks good. I mean,
Book of Boba.
yeah.
I meant like just effects wise. I won't get into stories. I mean, I had
Everything.
issues.
it's
Yeah,
better
I'm
than
not-
Book of Boba, man, and that pisses me off. The one character that
I thought you liked it when you watched it.
you know what I was trying to like it because I was.
It
happy
had
that
its
Kevin
moments.
came back.
It had its moments.
It had its moments. Don't get me wrong, it had its moments.
In retrospect, I really hated it, even though I liked it back then.
You know,
Yeah,
I-
it was-
Those that had Din Djarin in them were the best. Oh.
you know,
Yeah.
exactly. You take over the Book of Boba Fett show, and then you make him a nice crime lord. I want to see him shoot people.
Who
in the
doesn't do
face.
crime? Who doesn't do crime? He basically became a sheriff.
Yeah.
Prefect.
Yeah.
You know,
Kind of like,
Obi-Wan should have been
Duke
better.
Farga.
See, Obi-Wan should have been better, and he should have been concentrating more on Obi-Wan, not Reva.
They could have
Reva
cut
was a character,
the
wrong.
middle out of that show, and it would have been perfect. I saw somebody that cut Obi-Wan down into like a 2-hour movie,
And that's
and
the
they
thing. They
put
were
the
talking about
Battle of Heroes in the battle, the fight scene.
Yeah.
Some of the best Star Wars you ever watched, man.
Well, the whole thing is that most of the shows that were put on there, they were movies that were cut into parts. That's what they're talking about. Now they're going to try to get people to actually do TV. They get the TV side to make things TV episodic episodes, and that's what we need because it's TV.
Well, we got to break away from the Game of Thrones syndrome.
Bring him as Boba.
I think since like prominent or prestige television has kind of been to the forefront for the last decade or so, between like Sopranos, shows like that. Okay,
HBO in general.
Good shows.
just good shows that they put a lot of money into. Game of Thrones, House of Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, those episodes don't really have a beginning, middle, and end either. It feels like a lot of the time. I mean, some of them do. Okay, but a lot of them, it feels like it's meant to be watched as a whole. So it's like
I get that.
Yeah,
the storytelling has changed since that, and I think that's where a lot of people are getting upset about it, and it goes across the board. That's why people didn't like Discovery when it first came out for Star Trek, because it didn't have beginning, middle, end. Star Trek is always about beginning, middle, end. Get them in, get them out.
Major A story, minor B story.
Yes,
you see, and that's the thing. I want to see that where you have an episode where it goes into something, and you could have a different episode. Have like make more episodes instead of 8 episodes, like maybe 12 episodes a year, and then put like they stand alone, but at the same time there is some type of interconnection.
There's
Well,
little
that's-
bits and pieces that fit into the
Yeah.
arc.
That was
But-
the what I really liked about kind of Mando season 1 is you had kind of these off little stories, and it was kind of, again, if you ever watched Lone Wolf and Cub, the original Lone Wolf and Cub, there's kind of an overarching story there, but at the same time, it's just you have these little self-contained episodes in there as well. You kind of have a larger overarching story that can go on, but have these nice little episodic things that are self-contained.
See, Mando,
Not filler, mind you. You have to pick one. Either you have a large story arc and that's what you're working toward, and you don't cram it with filler, or you have episodic.
like the main thing about Mando.
I like filler.
I hate filler episodes.
Filler episodes. I guess you've never watched Dragon Ball Z.
Well, see, the problem is like with Mandalorian, especially in season 2,
The whole series, whole series
they
was filler.
they did a full season arc, and that was the main story. But the problem is they had filler episodes in a story arc, and that just makes it like twice as bad. So like you already don't like a filler episode, but then you add on the fact that it's part of a major arc, and it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't add to this to the story, the arc, or nothing. It's like, we crashed again. No, in season 2 when he like crashes the spiders, and it was just like over and over.
Nothing moves forward. Nothing moves forward. It's like, why did I just watch this?
But you know what? I like
Because it's Star Wars, and people are going to watch it regardless.
Look, the whole thing is that Mando season 1 was like a video game. You had a mission. You fulfill the first mission.
You don't play video games.
Hey, listen, I don't play video games, but I know about video games. I'm old enough to know about video. I used to play video games a long time ago when I was a kid. Now I'm an adult. I don't touch those things.
Now you just play with little figurines, little.
I am trying to find Bruce.
Real
I know you do a video game segment every now and then.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am trying to find the Atari 2600 Porky's game.
Porky's?
Yes, there was
a
a Porky's
game.
Yeah. I'm wondering where that's sitting money wise. So a future task.
Well, actually, I want to go to the mall tomorrow. They have a video game store that has retro games. Maybe I'll look for it. And
I don't need it graded. I don't need it graded.
They have a wall of Atari 2600 games. Dom invented Pong.
That's how old I am. Nah, like I really wish that it's the thing about story. Story is the main focus. If you have a low budget and it's a great story, people will enjoy it. If you have a big budget and it's story, people will love it. So story is the main driving force of all these things. And they've been getting away from that. The story's been shit thrown against the wall. It hasn't been freaking great. And that's why everything is fucking boring. Story.
Ooh. He's going to a comic and toy show in Clarksville tomorrow. Nice.
Take the don't forget to take the last train. It's important.
Clarksville. Where's Clarksville? Where's that? Clarksville's in
Florida, maybe.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. What's Clarksville?
Hey, Degrassi, Clarksville. Where is that? Where is that?
Quality versus quantity. I'm trying to convince Degrassi to join the panel at some point in the future.
Like I'm at the point where I understand. Listen, everything isn't made for me. I'm not going to like everything that comes out. That's fine. I could deal with that. There's things I'm going to watch. I'm still probably going to watch the things that I might not end up liking anyway. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If there's people that like it, that's great. That's
in Georgia.
Somebody's entertained. And that's all that matters.
Okay. Yeah, because it's funny. Is like where I live in Manhattan, Brooklyn has the same place where I live too, which is kind of funny. So there's places that have the same exact names and. But one thing about
don't get me started on Kansas City.
Let's see, Brooklyn. One thing about Brooklyn, you have 34th Avenue, 34th Street, 34th Boulevard. So there's like 3 different 30. Like you have to try to. That's why I hate Brooklyn. I really do.
What are you talking about? Brooklyn's the easiest borough to navigate.
No, Brooklyn, Queens is bad. I'm sorry.
Queens is bad.
Thank you.
Queens with Boulevard and 34th Sidewalk Street or some stupid shit.
Oh God.
15th Street Avenue.
Yeah, I hate that.
I was in Queens on what 2 weeks ago, driving around going to my sister's, and I literally got lost. I'm like, where the fuck am I? and I'm driving down the street, and next thing I know, I see 3 freaking airplanes because she lives right next to JFK. I'm like, what the fuck? How does she live here?
Yeah, Queens is good for that with the planes and the airports. JFK.
If there's enough boobies in it, Joe will dig it.
Yes. Boobies in a bottle.
Boobies in a bottle.
I'm easy to please. I'm a simple man.
Next up, Daphne Keane will reportedly reprise her role as X-23 in Deadpool 3.
Although she's pretty grown up.
Yes, she is.
Which I guess is I mean that's fine. It falls fine with the character. But she's pretty grown up if you watched her in the was that Golden Compass series that they had on HBO.
How long was this? How long ago was this made? Wolverine
or what, Logan?
Logan?
10 years?
10 years ago?
It's just weird. It's just weird. Doesn't this break canon with the movies?
No, why?
Multiverse.
He died.
Multiverse. You can do anything. Multiverse.
No,
just remember the two things that are the
laziest. I think we were shitting on multiverse now.
Well, look, remember.
Well, the thing is, we're entering a realm of that's what we're entering, like the crazy world of multiverse.
Exactly.
So really.
Think about her character.
I hate multiverse.
Wolverine. It's probably a Wolverine in a multiverse. She's not the Wolverine in Logan. She's a Wolverine in a multiverse.
Well, you know she's gonna be the Wolverine going forward, right?
Probably.
Yes. Just like in the comics for a while, Wolverine was dead.
Yeah, as long as you know it's X-20. As long as you know it's X-23, I don't care. I'm fine with her. She's an established character. Yeah. That follows things just fine for me. I have no problem with that. But again, multiverse and time travel are the laziest tropes.
That's why the world between worlds, where people will never talk about it, and Marco will continue to tell me that wasn't.
Oh, gee, that was not the world between worlds.
End of story. It is the world between worlds.
I want proof. I want Filoni to come out and say it.
The statues were the Mortis gods. That's the proof right there. It's the world between worlds. There you go.
Everyone knew that was the Mortis gods.
No, they didn't. I was saying that, and everybody.
The world between worlds. The world between worlds, in my opinion, isn't time travel. It's the afterlife.
Yes.
And we saw it explored in Ahsoka. Enough said.
Yep.
There is no time travel. Drowned. It's the afterlife. Yeah.
And that's why he says, you want to die or live? She goes, live. And then all of a sudden she comes out of the water breathing again. So guess what? It is the world between worlds. And Anakin is part of the world between worlds, and he's part of the Mortis gods now. That's where you get Anakin. I don't give a shit what these guys say. Marco, Waveseeker.
No, that's what they're leaning into with this show. With Ahsoka, that's why Ahsoka's so good. It's like they're leaning into that Mortis arc really hard, and I think we're gonna get like.
Wait, you said Ahsoka was good?
I absolutely did. I loved it.
Okay.
Well, what was it great to say? Wait until the Acolyte drops, and we start hearing Revenge of the Shi'ite.
Well, dude, the cool thing about the Acolyte is that it doesn't take place.
Get out of here with that DL.
It's in a different time period, so that's some of the best.
Yeah,
most
clean
exciting
slate
part for me.
It's clean slate.
Clean slate. So it's like,
you know what? Listen, I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm not on board with this just yet. I gotta see it. It's only lightsabers, no pistol, no laser guns, and no space battles. So what is Star Wars? Space Wars.
I don't know. I like Leslie. I like Leslie Headland.
You like?
I like both seasons of Russian. I like both seasons of Russian Doll.
You like the Weinstein's assistant, huh?
I like. I don't care. I like the art she produced. Like I said, I liked Russian Doll a lot. I thought both seasons were enjoyable.
My wife liked that show.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what she does with the Star Wars property.
Yeah, after she bashed George Lucas, saying that anybody could do a Star Wars film, that he's not the Godfather of Star Wars, she can go.
Well, anybody can do a Star Wars film.
Yeah,
she can go fuck herself too. I don't care about her. I have no love for her either.
My God, you act like George Lucas was the end all to end
Well,
all.
you know what? George Lucas
making
wasn't the
movies.
greatest either, but he did things. But you know what? He's the one that created Star Wars. He's the one that put it on the screen. He's the one that made my childhood the way it was. So I'm forever grateful for him. Anybody else talk shit about him?
And he gave us Yippee and the Phantom Menace.
Hey, you know what? Listen, it's all right.
Except for Willow, that movie sucked. Oh,
You know what?
Hey,
Willow was horrible.
I'm kidding.
Willow, the
Willow.
movie was
The new Willow.
fantastic.
The movie was horrible.
The movie's
original was
fantastic.
great.
It was.
The TV series was an
It was no
abomination.
never-ending story.
Listen to me. I tell you what.
Well, no, and it was no
anything in the
legend
80s,
either. But
Originality.
No, it wasn't.
Originality in the 80s. That's why everything was good.
What?
What?
What? What? Originality.
Originality in the 80s. All the shit now they make is all fucking.
Everything in the 80s was remakes of stuff in the 50s and 60s.
No, it wasn't.
A lot of it
Hey,
was.
yeah.
Hey,
You know what? Maybe.
Jim
but-
Cotta was an original movie, as was American Ninja.
Hey, listen. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yep.
Original movie.
George
Al-
Lucas gave away
although-
the IP. Get over it, man.
Although,
I'm never getting over it. You know what? Fucking Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, Leslie Hegson, they all can go fucking jump in a ship and shoot out into space somewhere.
yeah,
get lost forever.
although Fistful, what was it? Fistful dollars or for a few dollars more is Yojimbo.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of derivativeness with some of those as well.
If you please hit that like button before I would like to. I was a huge fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy in the 90s when the book was actually good and I cared about the Guardians.
You and about 7 other people.
I love that series. It's
No,
so
actually
good.
5.5.
And I want to see Wolverine's descendant on the big screen, Rancor.
Oh, look at him.
Her.
Oh, her. Oh, yes, that is a her.
Yeah.
Sorry,
this
I
book
was-
is there.
I was looking at the Silver Surfer-esque character down there on the getting his ass kicked.
He's always.
I
getting
never
back.
read Guardians as a kid.
It
I
was
never
such a
I
good
never
book.
liked
It's a
I
Star
never
Wars
liked the
crossover.
cosmic stuff. Like I
And
read
then
some of the
Michael.
Silver Surfer stuff when Lim was doing all the art and stuff like that, but I never really got into the whole cosmic stuff.
Hey, she's a Star Wars crossover, Rancor. There you go.
Boba Fett's riding it.
Ah,
There
you
you
guys
go.
are horrible.
There you go.
Come on.
Yeah, I'll pay to see that.
hey, he wrote a Rancor, man. What are you talking about?
Hey, he wrote a Rancor. That was some badass shit. That's the one thing I can tell you about the Book of Boba Fett. I enjoyed that. Him writing the Rancor. That was cool.
Anthony Beltry says she was a great X-23. So to see a grown-up version of the character is going to be good. Maybe
Yeah,
she'll
I
get the
like-
brown
I like her as
uniform.
an actress.
She's supposed to be in the Acolyte too.
I like
George Lucas was
I
a
like her as an
slop
actress.
toy
I'm cool with-
factory.
I'm cool. Yeah.
He was.
I've
You
only
know what the
seen
funny
her
thing
as
is about the
X-23.
toys? You know,
I'll
it makes
watch
me
one.
laugh that, the original vintage figures are worth a lot of money and Boba Fett's are worth a lot of money. There was more Boba Fett's on the shelf than the other characters, and it's still worth more money than the other stuff, which is crazy. I don't know. Yep, the Thing was originally too.
Thing was original in 1982. It was a remake. Rafa Khan, where did they ever get that wholly original idea?
Same place they got half the plot for First Contact.
See, I just hate reboots, man. Reboots are just. That's another one. Reboot.
It all goes back to the
Reboot,
classics,
remake.
man. It all goes back to the classics. Everything's derivative of what came before. So
Yeah, well, you're right. Like Star Wars is based off the samurais, the samurai movies.
Mhm.
You know,
the Kurosawa movies or whatever.
Yeah.
I
And
still didn't watch Hidden Fortress.
In the original trilogy, there was not that many lightsaber battles. Just saying, there was more.
I know. That's what I like. I like the lightsaber
What?
battles, but not to have.
Just say
They had lightsaber battles. They had weapons that are shooting, and they had space battles. That's Star Wars, not the shit that she wants to put out.
Yeah, but the one thing I will say that was positive in the prequels was the lightsaber battles.
No, they were.
They were-
they were.
They were amazing.
They were.
Some of the best stuff you'll ever see, especially the Battle of Heroes on
We're gonna get to that.
High ground and all. But no, dude. If looking back at the original trilogy, those lightsaber battles were very limited by their technology.
Yeah. Did you see the new version of Obi-Wan versus Vader that they put out? Him the long lightsaber battle, like the throwing into pieces, and like they did like a whole like re fight scene, and it's really cool.
They re-edit that fight
yeah,
scene?
where Vader threw Obi-Wan against the wall and threw his lightsaber, and it came around and he ducked. It was like really cool stuff. That is badass. That was badass.
Well, that was the best part.
Vader creating earthquakes. Okay.
That was awesome. And then
yes,
AOA.
I agree. Revenge of the Nerds did invent the cinema experience.
Yeah, movies like that can't rock anymore.
Next up, they released the posters for Kong and Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. I thought these posters were badass.
They are cool. They are definitely cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Good. I'm happy. Monsterverse. Give us some Monsterverse.
Yes, I want them to continue this and keep making this badass and introduce new aspects. And I want Gamera to eventually show up in these damn things.
Gamera.
No, Gamera's awesome.
not going to show up.
Gamera? How cool would that be? Come on.
Hasn't happened yet.
People want that.
I seen morons on social media complaining about there's not enough human stories in these Godzilla films.
It's a goddamn Godzilla film.
Listen, I tell you this.
Pretentious assholes. That's what they are.
No, listen.
Watch a monster smash.
Like Transformers. I wish there was less human interaction in Transformers.
Exactly.
I want to see the robots fight. That's it. The hell with the
yes, Brian.
Two things. One, the thing I hated about the robot battles was all the clicky, noisy crap.
I like that.
It's Michael Bay.
Like, oh God, no! I'm good, man. It threw me off. But oh shit! And then I forgot what the other part. No,
I want to see Mechacon. Damn it!
So the Godzilla in 1999, the one that everybody hates, that barely had Godzilla in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick was it the Matthew Broderick one? Yeah, he was a slut.
That wasn't Godzilla. That was a giant lizard.
Yeah. That had the human story in it, though.
But you see, that's the thing. I want to see just the cinematic one, like back in the old the old original Godzilla movies. You had human people, but it was based on more Godzilla, and they had more fights. I like that. That's what I want. You see that? I want to see them fighting.
To be fair, a lot of the movie was setting up Godzilla and the humans and the story, and then the last 20-30 minutes of the movie was all fighting, which was great.
Well, you know what?
Collateral damage.
You know, I'm intrigued by this, but I will definitely be upset if they kill off Godzilla.
I think that's why the Toho movies quality went down, because they focus way too much on the human story in which one was it? Destroy All Monsters, and the last couple they made before they made Shin Godzilla were bad. Even I can admit that.
I just want to see him smash buildings, throw some trains around.
Yeah.
Collateral damage.
Listen, the original, like the original stuff, like the new movie that's out now, I like that. It's a monster movie. I like, Godzilla is a monster. He's destroying the city. People are running, trying to stop him. I like that. Kind of a horror-esque type of feel to it, because it's a giant monster, a kaiju. The new words. The words I've been using now. So
kaiju.
God bless you.
Godzilla -1 eats humans. I love it.
Yes, I like that.
The kaiju they showed in Monarch so far have been kick-ass. Like,
how many episodes so far?
Pretty good.
Is it
4?
Four? How many episodes?
I think there's 8, maybe.
8.
I think.
But it's really good quality, because they showed Godzilla in it already. Didn't they show Godzilla yet in it already?
It was a flashback. Yeah, it was a flashback, but he was still in it.
Look, that's the whole thing. Look at the quality of Monarch, like TV show. You still have basically great quality for a TV show with monsters. The special effects are pretty fantastic. Why can't they do that with other shows? Disney, is a multi-billion-dollar company. Everything should be the top of the line. But
Well, you gotta realize a lot of Apple shows are more grounded than
yeah,
Star Wars and Marvel shows they're putting out. So
yeah, but you know what? Listen,
they, the special effects budget
look,
alone.
Andor had more money. They spent more money. It's over a $200 million project. Andor.
And it looked like they spent $200 million. That was great.
I know, but the fact is that it was grounded. It really, you had some space battle, but it was more grounded. But why can't you take that money and put that into a Mando? Put that into the Book of Boba Fett. Put that in Ahsoka. Put that in Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan got the lowest money, dude, and Obi-Wan should have been the groundbreaking series.
Lopez. Welcome, Lopez.
Hey, Lopez.
I haven't seen you in months. What's going on, buddy? Next up, Zack Snyder has been dismayed to see Amber Heard suffer online abuse. I just don't get it. If other people don't like her, I don't know what to say. I would work with her in a second.
I guess he's gonna get freaking goddamn canceled.
I guess he didn't watch the trial.
No, nobody watched the trial.
I watched.
He's uncancelable.
God, why?
He's got a throng.
It's entertaining as shit.
I trust Zack Snyder.
You know, the best part of the trial when he said that she shouldn't have been.
I just think that the online, well, it's true, the online abuse that she got during that trial was insane. People made thousands of videos about her.
Well, look,
plus the trial was near my house, well, not too far from my house, so
you know, look,
and
fact is that
Georgia doesn't know how to handle trials anyway.
Finally getting a man
it was Virginia
winning in a trial.
Oh, Virginia? Yeah. That was in Georgia.
No, you're finally getting a man winning in the trial compared
to it gets a pass.
And the abuse that he got, and they blamed him for everything, like his drinking and all these things. There's three sides
drinking, drugs.
You know, there's three sides of every story, but the fact is that finally
they are both shitty human beings.
Well, I don't think Johnny Depp is a shitty human being. I don't think he is.
The pictures of him passed out, like with the ice cream spilled all over him and stuff. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Yeah. You learn, if you watch that trial, you will learn an exceptionally valuable lesson. It pays to get good attorneys. Because when you have shitty attorneys, because she had some of the shittiest attorneys I have ever seen, and he had top-notch attorneys.
That girl, the attorney that he had, she was ruthless, man. She got her good. He was like,
you watch that? You can watch that, but you can't watch TV shows.
You know why?
You learn a lot about the real world. You learn a lot about the real world watching a court case like that.
The court, it was a weird. I like when they told Johnny Depp because you did a drinking.
What the hell's going on here?
No, I wasn't there. So
you guys are grown men. Shouldn't be watching this shit show that was them. Jeez.
I was excited.
I applaud Johnny Depp. Interesting. I applaud him. Finally, the man wins. Yes, finally.
It was.
He lost in Europe.
They had people laughing in the audience. They were sitting there back there.
How is it supposed to be funny? It's a serious matter.
I know. I'm telling you why I watched it. It was entertaining.
Joe watched every episode of LA Law and is now an expert. Agreed.
There you go. It was entertaining. It was entertaining.
But nobody knows what actually went on behind the scenes. Who's telling the truth? You never know.
But
I watched Perry Mason, not LA Law.
He had a great attorney. And she really she was asking good questions too. Really good questions. And she was sitting there. It was great.
Like I said,
you all thought that he was gonna start dating her. That was funny.
Like I said, you watch that trial, you understand how important quality representation is.
Yep.
It was very.
But the best, the shitty covers.
Next up, moving on. We reviewed three books. I read two of them. Joe read all three.
And I read N0.
Yeah, of course you did.
Yep.
First up, we have X-Men Blue Origins #1, the retelling of. Well, not retelling or.
I guess retconning, or maybe
remembering.
Yeah, I don't know how you want to. Most people will say it's retconned. I think but it's kind of gap filling of story that existed but was never told. I guess I don't know.
You know, it really tells the story of Raven and her hiding her sexuality from the guy she was using for his money and his power.
Which I expect of a Mystique to
Yeah,
that
that's
didn't
Mystique.
surprise me. And it's the fact that she like chicks doesn't surprise me.
Nah,
Doesn't bother me. The way they twisted
it
that
was
story
surprising to
into
find out that Destiny encouraged her to sleep with Azazel.
yes,
That surprised me.
but yeah, it was I don't know. It was something. I don't think I'll be reading any more X-Men Blue Origins.
I think this is the only one. It was a one shot.
It's a one shot.
Yeah, I think
good.
it continues into
I'm not sure whether
Nightcrawler's
it's going to
book.
be episodic or whatever with other characters, but yeah, I don't know. It didn't do much for me. I mean, like I said, it was a book.
It has pretty covers.
It does have pretty good. The Daughterman cover is the Daughterman cover is great. The Gist cover is great. You know,
So he's still Spider-Man. He's still playing the. He started to Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
Spider-Man. He was under the control of someone and murdered someone, so he's enemy number one. So they're looking for him.
I didn't
And also,
like.
go ahead.
I was going to say I didn't like the little Greek narrator style little baby narrator through the thing.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I understood why they do it, and I understand the purpose of it. I mean, it's an old way in telling a story to be able to quickly fill in backstory and fill in other important pieces quickly. But it was just like I don't know. It just didn't do it for the tone of the book and the way it was going with everything, and then that which was like super like it was. I don't know. It just threw me off a little bit the way they did.
It has beautiful covers. That's what it has going for it, actually.
And there's pictures and words in between those covers. That's about as much as I could say about this book.
Next up, my favorite book of the week, Titans Beast World #1. I love that art germ, and I love that Barons.
Yeah, I believe it was Barons. Yeah,
yes,
with the little Garos.
This is the beginning of Beast World, Titans first crossover event. I thought it was a really good start.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Titans, anyway.
Yeah, it was good. I think they packed a lot into, but not in like a tedious reading way, and in an exciting
like the last book we read.
Oh yeah. It's not. I didn't want to stab myself in the eyes with a pencil by the time I was done reading it. It was good. They packed a good bit in there. Yeah, it's definitely a heavily Gar centric first issue.
I did like when they were talking in Titans Tower, and they're like, "Oh, look, another cult leader went evil."
Yeah,
it's such a Teen Titans thing.
Yeah, but it had a good Teen Titans tone to it overall. Again, my only issue with the book, and I told you this before, is Raven sassing Batman and Batman sitting there and taking it. That kind of bothered me a little bit, but that's just my own personal problem.
I like Dr. Hate.
I don't know how I feel about Dr. Hate, just mainly because it's the name and it just kind of bothers me. It just seems lazy, but
a derivative of Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Well, I want to continue to read this, of course, since Titans is my favorite team. There's no Justice League book currently,
and the art's good. The art's good in it.
Yeah.
You get the Justice You get some of the Justice League people in there as well, popping up a little bit. Wow, Batman.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a worthwhile read. Like I said, the art was good, the story was engaging enough. If you like Gar, it's a good book.
Batman was being a dick to Beast Boy. Raven
He
would
wasn't
eat
being
Batman's
a dick to him.
heart.
All he said was, "Kinda isn't a plan. You're gonna have to do a little better than that." That's all
being a
he
dick.
said.
But he said it in that Batman tone.
But that's
Kinda
all.
isn't a
But that's
plan. I
all
don't
he
dare.
said. You know, and then she kind of threw a low blow in there, and which is fine if she wants to do that. Her and Gar are a couple. I get it, but for him to sit there and just eat it and be like, okay, Dick, it's your team, do what you want. I was like, that kind of bothered me a bit. I was like, nut up, Bruce. Come on.
Come on. To be fair, the way he has treated the Robins over the years.
That's the thing. Batman is a major asshole. He is an asshole. That is his nature. That is who he is. He's a self-centered, tunnel-visioned asshole. So for him just to sit there and take and be like, okay, whatever plan, whatever, okay, that's not Batman. He's still, whether he agrees with somebody's plan or not is fine. He's still going to want to know the plan. But they just kind of left it at like, oh, she put you in your place. Go back to the Batcave and cry. That kind of bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, Batman's not going to walk all over the Titans.
He doesn't have to walk all over them, but you don't have to make Batman not Batman.
But it's
not Batman.
But it's an overall good start. Good story.
Yeah,
good art.
Great. It's still a good story. Yeah.
Great. I'm looking forward to see some of the heroes turn into beasts because Black Adam looked badass on the last page as a lion.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Was cool. And yes, Fargo season 5 is fire, Lopez. If you would have been watching Bruce's Monday show, you would have heard me talk repeatedly about Noah Hawley and how much I love Fargo.
Yes. And the next book is Lotus Land, which I didn't get a chance to read. How was this book?
As an indie book, it was a little slow starting. Like with all indie books.
Studios, by the way.
Yeah. With all indie books, if you don't have established characters, and maybe, like I said, I don't think this has any past establishment that I'm aware of. But if you're not familiar with any of the characters or anything, and they put a number 1 out, it's all about kind of that initial world building. You're trying to figure out who the main characters are, what the certain main motivations and major arcs are of it. So some people do it better than others. I'd say this is somewhere in the middle. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't overly tedious like that Ministry of Compliance book, which just and that was just too dense. It was like they were trying to do too much.
Oh, that was like what, 60 some pages or something?
Yeah, it was rough. But it wasn't as good as the Deviant, which really drew me in with really little information, within the story. This kind of falls right in the middle of that. You're kind of given an arc of a character who's maybe a cop, maybe some type of detective, has something where he's out in the woods where he lives with his kid. This detective comes who is apparently an old partner of his and wants him to come back to work on this case because this big mainframe thing was almost hacked. So you're trying to figure out what's going on. It's a future, not necessarily dystopian and not necessarily post-apocalyptic, but there's kind of a, like Vancouver in the future is kind of this self-contained.
Oh, Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pass already.
It's kind of this self-contained thing of its own, and where he lives out in the woods and stuff like that, it seems to be very different. And they're kind of building off of that. And, so he's pulled back in because it seems like he's retired and just kind of raising his kid. He's pulled back in and he's working on this case. He finds the person they ask him to find, and apparently at the end you find out that he has some type of, I guess, clairvoyance, kind of like Dead Zone, but not as cool as Christopher Walken. Where he's
better than Scanners.
Hey, I will have no Scanners bad mouthing in this house.
I love Scanners. I've seen every Scanner movie.
But no, it wasn't bad. But like I said, it's initial world building. So
how's the art?
The art was okay. It wasn't phenomenal. It was kind of like that art where things are just kind of a little undefined. I'd say maybe like a little Jeff Lemire interiors, but not as detailed.
Okay. Would you recommend
it's not bad. I think it's one of those things where I think I would have to read the second issue to see where it's kind of going and building. Like I said, they didn't really pull me in. Like I wasn't like, oh, I really need to read the next one. But I was like, oh, okay, it's a story. Maybe if the art was a little more interesting. The art's not bad, but it's the frames. It's kind of pedestrian. It's not, doesn't blow my socks off. But
thank you for that review.
I'd give it a solid like 6 out of 10 as a starting book.
I'll give Blue about a 6, and I'll give Titans about an 8.
Yeah, I'm fair with that. I mean, the X-Men title, granted, like I said, you could have taken all the words out of it, and I could have just watched Mystique roll around, and I probably would have enjoyed it more. But it's a mid-level book. It's not horrible, but it's not good either.
All right. Play at your own risk. I thought we'll talk about some video games. We haven't done that in a while.
Video games.
First up, we have Poop Slinger.
Okay.
Released in August of 2018. So for $650 for the disc alone, $2,500 in box.
It's all these weird. These are all like made by weird studios, aren't they? Like crap studios.
Yeah, not a worldwide releases. A lot of these were released in either America or just released in Japan and didn't make it to the other regions.
Nobody else got to enjoy the joy that is Poop Slinger.
We'll have to go look for this in the wild.
Yes. I'll look for Poop Slinger wherever I go.
All right. Next, we have Tamashi. So for $800 in box, released in March of 2019.
I always wonder who the hell is buying these for these prices.
Well, these games come out just like, if they don't sell, people remember these games are not going to sell in the beginning, and they'll probably go in the bargain bin all of a sudden.
Because trust me, there's comic books out there that are extremely low print run that completely suck ass, that'll never be worth money and will always be in a 50-cent bin.
Yeah.
Just because there's just a few of them doesn't make them necessarily valuable. So that's why I just kind of wonder how this market works and functions.
It's a weird market because a lot of these, unlike comic books that fluctuate in price, they don't fluctuate. Games don't fluctuate that much. Because you don't have somebody pulling out 1,000 copies of a book from their basement or finding copies of these in warehouses, which if inflates the market when it comes to a lot of these print runs.
Yeah, well, and a lot of these games go underneath the radar too, because when they come out, they don't push them like other games, like the other big games, like comic books. The same thing. A lot of comics that go underneath the radar that are actually good sometimes, and they don't get enough push to the people know who they are. Same with these games. Like I've never seen these games before, and even though I don't play games, I know I go into GameStop. I do look at the games just to see what's out there. But I've never seen stuff like this.
I just want that Porky's Atari game. That's all I want.
I'll look for you tomorrow. Next up, we have Griffin Knight Epic, released in 2015, sold for $220 in box by Cyber Rhino Studios. I've never heard of them. It reminds me of what's that
the D&D ripoff or Dragon's Lair ripoff or
no the character looks like Arthur from it was a side scroller arcade game.
Gauntlet?
No. Crap. I used to play it all the time. Super. Oh, Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, okay.
AOA. I used to play games a long time, man. ColecoVision, Atari 5200. Those were my games. I don't play this stuff today. I'll play football, the sports games when I go to my brother's house, and maybe I'll play the Star Wars games, but just really not in the games, man.
And as a side scroller, Rolling Thunder was my favorite side scroller.
I thought that was great.
I like the original Dragon's Lair, man. Dragon's Lair game. I used to play arcades. I used to be in the arcade all the time, man, playing the games. That was my games, my game systems, the arcades, man. That was.
Me too. I was a Tron fiend as a child.
Next up, Godzilla, released in 2014, sold for $255. This game was so bad. I have a copy.
But you
so
have a copy.
Yeah, of course I do. It's Godzilla.
Because I actually have the song in it.
It's no Rampage.
Yep.
It was so bad that nobody bought it. And then when it was discontinued, you can't find a copy. You can't even buy it on the PlayStation Store, which is weird.
Okay,
yeah, it was made for the PS3 and PS4 at the same time. It's a bad game. I mean, bad. Right now, Max is supposedly playing and finishing it at some point. I lent it to him, but who would it was actually this used to sell for probably $350, $400 at one time.
It's a cool cover.
Yeah. Next up, we have Saturday Morning RPG, released in April of 2012. Sold for $56 in box. Something I've never seen before. I have no idea what Saturday Morning RPG.
I want to know what that is. Do you just get up to have a cup of coffee, read the paper?
Is it an RPG role playing game? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, like I'm saying, you get up in the morning, have some coffee, read the paper, take a shit.
That sounds like Sims.
Hmm.
Of sex on the game. Let's see if I can find a video of this crappy game.
I hate when a game gives you no type of idea what type of possible game it could be. Because there's some type of crazy villain in there. I don't know what that has to do with Saturday morning, but unless it's cartoons.
Yeah.
What is this? Hold on. Is it sharing the tab?
Yeah, I see.
That's the game.
That's the game.
Nice.
Oh, I'm down. Did you see that double dragon kick that he just did? That was awesome.
And he had the DeLorean. Was that DeLorean?
It's a turn-based game.
Oh, Jesus.
Is he moonwalking?
I'm
moonwalking.
Is that Cobra? Vipers?
I don't know. This game has me sold now. I was thinking, how crappy could this be? But this is.
I definitely want to play this.
Oh, yeah.
Pixelated. I love it.
Oh, there's furries in the back. This looks fantastic.
Is that a Power Glove he has on? Nintendo Power Glove?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I want to play this.
Just
An Atari controller? He was playing Pong. G.I. Joe.
And no one's half the battle.
Okay, hey, you know what? They won me over. That's good on whoever created that game. They have a good sense of humor.
That was great.
That's fantastic.
All right, next up. Little variant hunter, maybe some forgotten variants that came out in the last couple of years. First up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 100, the IDW Employee Limited Edition, 2019. Raw copies sold for $436 in September of this year, and a near mint sold for about 500 3 years ago. So
I always love when employees are given something like rare. Like, this is a 100 print run. We're only giving it to our employees as something special, and then immediately they show up on eBay. To me, that always tells you something about the company you work for and how well they pay you.
I'll give you a picture. Yeah, me and Robert Kirkman.
Oh, was he telling you about the Century?
No, I'm just saying that when I went to Toy Fair one year, he was there.
Nice. Next up, Star Wars Galaxy Edge. Issue 1 from 2019.
I want to play this game, actually.
A 9.6 sold in November 5th for $1,500.
This is down. This used to be up much more. You know, that many copies.
And you can see it. You can see the raw grades this year: 1,000, 1,921.
Now think about it. Look, 9.8 used to be close to $4,000. These books, where do you find a 9.8 of these books? They were given to the builders of Galaxy's Edge. They put in their back pockets, gave to their kids. They didn't give. They definitely didn't hold on to these or sell them right away.
Nah.
So, I would love to get one. These are one of my grails that I want to get, but
you get one for a low cost of $920.
Yeah.
Just sell a few Bobas.
Yeah, well, my toys.
Somebody draws a Boba Fett on that picture on that cover. Don't ain't paying $900 for that book.
If Boba Fett was in that picture, Slave One was in that picture, I'd definitely get that book in a heartbeat.
We have Star Wars Vader Down #1, the Chip Zdarsky 1 in 49,999.
It's crazy.
From 2015.
Yeah.
We had a raw copy sell for $304 on November 26th.
That's
and
cheap, man.
A 9.4 sold for $450 back in September.
That is cheap because this book was extremely extremely rare and hard to get. Look, the 9.8 is $4,200.
That was back in 2020.
This book was going for $2,000. A raw for $2,000.
That's insane.
That's low, man. You got a good break, man. Freaking $304 in November. Shit, damn.
And one thing they know Bob Kirkman until they have to sue him. Jackson needs a movie.
Nah, not a movie. Jackson needs to be on an animated cartoon.
All right. Next up, we have Justice League 31, first appearance of Jessica Cruz, and a combo pack from 2014. A 9.8 sold for $319. This is down. It should be a $5 to $6 buck.
I mean, everything, especially modern stuff, is cooling off quite a bit right now.
Yeah, and I've had so many copies of this book.
And plus, we're in the meat of the cold season. Right before Christmas, people are trying to dump books, get a little extra money for Christmas. It's it's a seasonal dip and a kind of cyclical dip as well. And
these digital copy books are hard to get in high grade. Very hard to get in high grade. Ridiculous. Took me forever to get a 9.4 in this. Next up, we have Batwoman issue 28, the Dave Johnson steampunk cover from 2014.
Yeah.
There haven't been any recent sales of this since 2018. There's one up on eBay now for $329 for a 9.6. A 9.8 back in 2018 sold for $108.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Then a month later, a raw sold for $288.
Hey, listen, I take Degrassi's word for it, man. Jackson might be showing up in animation soon, so you know what that means. I trust his judgment when it comes to things. So
yeah, I love all those little steampunk covers that they did.
Yeah,
for DC at that time.
That Wonder Woman one. I have the Batman.
The Wonder Woman one is fantastic. Some people at another channel that I'll be on later didn't seem to agree with my feelings about the Wonder Woman.
Speaking of which, did you get my Christmas picks?
No, no, I didn't.
Oh, I sent them like 2 hours ago.
How many?
I forgot it.
How many different steampunk covers were there?
Shit, I can't even.
There's a lot.
They're a good bit, but
Yeah. There's only a few that were really good.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, what's popping with Pops? Let's talk about some Pops real quick.
Ooh, Pops.
We have Superman Limited Chase Edition, sold for $220 this week.
That's actually cheap. That used to be a lot more.
So, what is the Chase Limited Edition sticker, Dom?
The Chase is like the so that's the Chrome version compared to the original version. So there used to be the Chases used to be 1 in every 32. You get a Chase. So the Chase for a lot more money. Now the Chases are like 1 in every 16 or 1 in 8, depending on what it is. But the Chases back in the day when they first started, they were a lot harder, difficult to get. At a 32, try to get the Chase out of 1 in 32, which you have to buy, try to find it. Get there, you might get lucky, you find 1 or 2. But now the Chases are just the variant version. It's like comic books, the variant cover to the. It's like the 1 in 25, the 1 in 50, like type of things.
Okay,
that's what it's like.
Nice. Did not know that. Yeah. Now we know. We have digital Daemon Targaryen House of Dragon limited to 999, sold for 478. Daemon has become the most popular character of House of Dragons.
Yeah, this is the NFTs. That the NFT has the physical pop. If you get the cards when you buy the digital cards, you get the card that actually is the redemption card for the actual physical pops. I really wish they would have Star Wars on this.
I've yet to hear Dom say that someone overpaid for a pop. It's always they got a really good deal.
Hey, I've been telling you, the pops, it's certain pops that the people spending money on. Because I remember these pops back in the day were selling for so much more money. Yeah. But the newest NFT pops are going to be Disney, Mickey Mouse, Goofy, Donald. They're coming out soon.
Disney collectors are weird.
There's a lot of there's a lot of pops in a lot of landfills.
No, there is, but everybody keeps saying it, but there's still apparently Disney. Funko is going to slow down in 2024. They said after this year is up, this is 1 more month of this year. They're pushing out all the stuff that they have that they're doing, and they're gonna revamp their the way they sell things. So we'll see.
Yeah. We have Attack on Titan, Armored Titan, sold for $202.
There you go. This person overpaid. This should be a $50 pop. There you go, Jedi.
You just don't like anime.
There's not even a sticker on that box.
No sticker. It's not limited.
It's not
with the show ended. The show just ended. So
there's some figures that came out that actually, if they're popular, a pop can shoot up in value if it's continually sells out and people want to get it.
Sounds like me starting a diet next month. You look fine the way you are, Jedi.
I've got to start a diet. I have to get myself back in shape. I need my Speedos.
Oh God, no. Next up, I need bleach for my brain right now.
Yeah.
The Sandman sold for $250.
Nice.
Well, you see a lot of the shows like you have the Sandman that was a TV show that was popular. The comic was popular. That's why these things shoot up. It's like everything else. If a comic book character is popular, it's being made. It's going to go up in value. It's like it's with everything. So Funko Pops had people still don't understand where they get the values from some of these pops, which it's like gambling. It's like stock. If it's popular, it's going to go up. The volume of figures sold, the how many people want it, just the popularity of stores that sell out, all that stuff.
Yeah. Next up, we have B-Rabbit M&M 8 Mile Vaulted, sold for $350, a PSA 9.
9 is cool.
Yeah.
Imagine that was a 10, it'd be even more. It'd be about an $800, $900 pop.
I always love when you say that. Imagine it being more graded higher. It would be worth more.
I'm just disappointed it doesn't have mom's spaghetti.
Here's a graded Boba Fett. This is an 8. The Chrome Target exclusive, graded an 8. I got that. Right here.
Do
If
you
something
get,
is popular, it will sell.
Here.
I got a question for you. I got a question
What?
for you, Dom. When they grade those,
Yeah.
do they do remarks like they do in comic books to say why it graded at its grade?
No, they don't say why it's great. It's just
Ah.
because the boxes are very sensitive. They damage a lot. So I guess they
Yeah.
graded it on the box, the way the box looks, the dimensions of the box, and how the box is. Because look here, I got a graded 10. Tamira Morrison, Boba Fett, graded 10 of the new Boba Fett pops. So it's a Gem Mint 10. So if it ever shoots up, it's
Billy
Gem Mint.
Mays. Reminds
Yeah.
me of Billy Mays. Jim Mint 10.
What were you saying,
Jim Mint
Brian? If they would have had who? He's disappointed. What?
Does this have mom's spaghetti? Is that included?
Mom spaghetti.
If he has spaghetti, definitely.
Avoid the tripwires that result in Dom showing off his pops.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now we're gonna take a look at some Silver Age sales. Because I love Silver Age.
I just did your slide for the books, so I'll get it.
Oh,
I'll
thank
get
you.
it up there for the show.
Action Comics 252 from 1959. First appearance of Supergirl. And a 2.5 sold for $1,080. Seems low.
yeah.
Well, that's a lot of money for the 10 cents it cost.
True.
That's not too bad. I mean, it.
True.
I wish I had 10 cents.
I don't know. It's
I
weird
think-
when you're looking at a lot of this stuff, because I mean this is officially silver, right? This is after Showcase 4, correct?
Yeah.
So I mean you're in silver. Action Golden Age is gonna always command more of a premium. Silver's sometimes gets weird. There's so many issues between Action, and Superman, and Superboy, and Jimmy Olsen, and Lois Lane, and sometimes some of these slip through.
1959 woke gender swap.
Sounds about right.
At least
It
she's
wasn't
wearing a
called that.
skirt.
It wasn't called that back then. It was called having fun. DC
Well, I
used
wouldn't say
circa
it's a gender swap
1959.
because
Yep.
Superman's still there. They didn't replace Superman with Supergirl and be like, "Well, I don't know what happened."
Well, he was dead for a while, and she was.
I'm just saying that's woke.
It's a good book, and that's not a bad price.
God, I wish I would have saw this. So I wouldn't have bought it, but it would have been nice to see it. A book like this, I would want in a 4, maybe a 4.5. I want
Batwoman.
I want my books to present well.
This looks like if you open it and try to read it, it would fall apart.
It would fall apart. That's why it's in the case.
It's like
I mean, a
this is
2.5
paper.
Yeah, I mean, it gets worse with. I mean, the older you get, the older and weirder and more brittle the pages and paper become.
If you look at the top left over the logo, it's shipping up there. Or a rat ate it. Mouse.
Yeah, why a rat? Why not a rat?
Mouse.
They're gonna impersonate it.
They
A
have
mouse.
had at it.
Yeah, but like they said, any grade's better than no grade sometimes.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
especially
Next up, Brave and the Bold 28. First appearance of the Justice League. And a 5.5 only sold for $4,333.
Yeah, that's
Only that's
surprising. That's first Justice League. I mean, granted, you're not. I mean, everyone else has their own first appearances already, but this is. I mean, this is one of those books you see it on a wall, you know what it is. It always has that universal.
First appearance of
recognition.
Starro.
Yeah. I don't know. That's it's not bad. I'd be happy with that.
He's not
Next
fighting the
up.
Suicide Squad though.
Amazing Spider-Man #1. Golden Record reprint. Signature signed by Stan Lee. CGC 9.8. White pages. Sold for $5,280.
That actually is, I think,
Cheap.
cheap compared to what I know it's a reprint. It's a signed by Stanley. The 9.8. I still think it's more of a $10,000 book.
Another one sold in the auction though. I thought for comparable.
How is this a 9.8?
Because I think this was a heritage sale. There was another one I believe that sold that wasn't signed that I think might have been a lower grade that went for a decent amount or comparable amount. This might have been one of those things where hey, there's two, in the auction.
But if you look at that spine, this is not a 9.8.
Maybe it's the appearance of what it looks like.
Well, you got the webs up there at the top too, which it can be a little deceptive, hashing from the webs. But I didn't take a super close look at it.
No,
because reprints was signed. It's just there's too much going on there for my liking.
I do like the golden record reprints because I can't afford the real ones.
Yeah. I mean, if it was a true ASM one, then that would be a steal. But
we have Justice League of America #4. Green Arrow joins the Justice League, sold for $3,360.85 from 1961.
Nice. Those books look so good. I have a Justice League 21 where they're sitting there and it's a JSA and Justice League in like a 7. And man, when they're in good shape, they're so pretty to look at. The colors, the Silver Age DC colors, those covers just pop with the color. It's great.
All right. Next up, Fantastic Four 48. Everybody knows what this is. First appearance of Silver Surfer with a cameo of Galactus, sold for $1,800 and a 6. That's low.
Yeah, because the character is going to be a woman now. That's what.
There's
the character's still a male in the book.
Yeah, but a woman on the screen, so it takes away the shine. The spec is dead.
That's just a rumor.
A lot of the prices were depressed the past week. I mean, just going through Heritage and looking at some of the auction prices, of the bigger books like this, they were down definitely off the highs. So I think we're just getting a little holiday softness at this point. Who right before the holidays, unless you're buying it for a gift for somebody, is shelling out major cash in December at an auction for a book.
I just found my Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow trade that I had signed by Julie Schwartz. Ooh, nice. Good find.
Nice.
Very good find. Next up, the Frozen 5. Have they come down enough for us to buy them? Are they still too hot to handle? Do we invest now or pass? First book up, New Mutants 98. People love this book. People love Deadpool. Back in 2018, this book was selling well over $200, $250. In 2020, it was up to $429 for a raw copy. A recent sale of 1120 has this at $159. Would you guys buy this at $159 raw?
No.
I own it already. So I probably won't be buying it. And my copy is from when it came off, when it was actually came out. It's still my copy from a child.
My brother got this. Had this book in his collection. He sold it because he needed some money, and he sold it for cheap.
I'll stick with what AOA said. I agree with AOA.
Yes, he's just a cheap ripoff.
But this book will probably shoot up once Deadpool 3 comes out.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, well, it always pops up and down, and then of course people like the newsstand more than the direct, and you get all that back and forth. I mean, I wish I had a nicer copy in a newsstand, but
I got a 9.6 newsstand.
But just remember Yeah, remember when this was published?
But it's signed for life, signed by Liefeld, and that was a mistake.
Did you get the upcharge and get the balloon for an extra $40 that'll draw?
No.
A little Deadpool balloon that'll draw on there for $40.
No.
But yeah, it's. I mean, again, at this time, there's I don't know, somewhere between a shit ton and a fuck ton of these books out there.
Yeah.
This is at the peak of crazy print runs in the early 90s. So it's not like these are rare. So nobody's going to be taking this as a raw book and flipping it for $1,000 anytime soon, or ever. There's just too many of them out there. But if you find a nice newsstand and you think it's a 9.8 candidate, that's probably not a bad submission to hold on to.
What? You bastard.
Yeah.
He's playing something that he's not supposed to be playing. Bastard. Bastard. I know what it is. Do you know what it is? Yes. Find it in a Mark Jewelers if you can. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's the Mark Jewelers. I'm looking for Mark Jewelers for my first Boba Fett. That's the one I need to complete the trifecta.
Yeah, last time I bought something that was supposed to be a Mark Jewelers off an eBay auction, it came back and there was no Mark Jewelers insert.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I was very, very pissed about that. Luckily, I got it really cheap in an auction, but it was still. I was like, yeah, this isn't really Mark Jewelers.
I think my best Mark Jeweler find was I was watching a claim sale from Mint Collectibles, Mint Hunter, and he pulls up a ASM, what's that, 314 with Venom holdings, with Venom on the cover, and he's like, "This is a Mark Jewelers. It's about an A5 to 9. I'll sell it for 150." I was like, crap. Claim. I pressed and it came back a 9.4.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it's pretty much the highest copy of that as a Mark Jeweler. People didn't take care of those Mark Jewelers.
No, although I hate nothing worse in life than Marvel value stamps.
Yep. So I guess it's a pass from everyone. Keep waiting on this one.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to lose any money getting it at 150.
No,
you're not going to gain any money getting it at 150. I mean,
and it was an outlier on the 14th, 6 days before that sale for $89.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's going to fluctuate a little bit here and there, but it's
gas is expensive.
I personally wouldn't buy it because, well, that's just not the era of books I like to buy anyway. But just I mean, there's so many out there. It's a book you can wait on, look for, and then every now and then pounce on like that $89 one, because every now and then one of those slips through. There's enough of them out there and enough sales that you can do that.
All right, and we have one of the biggest fall from grace books, Vengeance #1, the first appearance of America Chavez. This book was selling for $300 raw at one point. Now it's selling for $79.96.
Why? Tell me why.
It's not as big of a fall as that Derjevic Ultimate Fallout. But I don't know. First appearances anymore are weird. I don't get it. I'm a big believer in first appearances. It's always great if you could pick up a book reasonably and it has a first appearance in it, because you never know what that character is going to do. I'm not a huge America Chavez fan. I know there are people that are, but
a lot of these prices on these books during COVID was pumped up by a lot of people that had them.
Oh yeah,
a lot of these books should not have been these prices to begin with.
No, I mean if you could find a really nice 9.8 candidate $60-$70 on the cheap. I mean, that would be pretty low.
I actually like the cover.
But
Yeah, it's a good cover.
I like the cover. I like this cover, but I also like the other cover with Dr. Octopus and Scorpion on the cover, and Bullseye, the one with the cards. Again, Bullseye's throwing the cards on the cover. I like that one.
yeah, I mean, this one's the winner in terms of recognition. People see it, they remember it. They might not remember what's in it sometimes when they see it, but they see it and go, "Oh, this was a key." I'm trying to remember why it was a key. So, I mean, it has that recognition. I mean, those books do mean something. When a book just has just kind of that quick visual recognition to it, but
yeah, you know, it's just like every other time a character appears on the big screen. People get hyped, they sell them off, then they drop after the movie's released.
Yeah, I mean, at least you know, if you're getting a first appearance, at least that means something. Like, I'm not a big fan of like middle appearances or, you know, stuff like that when those books get really hot, because those fall off a cliff.
Well, you don't care about two comic book characters meeting for lunch for the first time?
No. you saw a shadow in a back alley, and that was a possible cameo. No, yeah, it's no. If you have a first appearance, it still means something. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it ain't my cup of tea in terms of characters that I follow and like, but yeah, I mean, if you could pick it up cheap at some point, and it's a character they're going to use at some point. Again, they've already introduced her. I can't see them not using her again. So
probably Young Avengers.
Yeah, so I guess they'd cram that in there. One of West Coast Avengers.
You know, if she does get introduced into another project, I think this movie will shoot up. It won't shoot up to where it was, but it will shoot up. So I think there's a good time to pick this up.
Well, like if
between $70.
If you find it cheap, raw, and it looks really good and looks like it could be a 9A candidate, then yeah, sure, hold it raw. If the character ever comes back, you know, sub it, quick it, and you know, if you get a 9.8 out of it, you probably have a nice turnaround on it. But
I get the sense that the character is likely done in live action. You heard it here first.
Oh, there you go.
Test 2 with X-23 written on is a great first appearance. She lost a lot of heat when they cut her from No Way Home. X-23 is a whole another machine, AOA.
I mean, they're
gonna tell AOA.
They're gonna push a young Avenger type cast at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Wiccan, you got Speed, you got Kate Bishop. You don't have Iron Lad yet. But you know, they're gonna push that at some point. And granted, I know she's not necessarily.
They got Patriot.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So I mean, they're gonna use a young team at some point. So I figure they would go with somebody they introduced already. It'd be stupid not to.
Please hit that like button. You know, we like engagement here. All right, next up, we have Earth 2, number 19, the first appearance of Valzad. This book was selling anywhere from $100 to $200, depending on what day of the week is. The last two sales were $8.50 and $7. It's insane.
It is insane.
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy that for $7.
Yeah, this is definitely. It's a great character.
Yeah.
Earth 2 was an amazing story, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
And trust me, if they do anything with Valzad, you're going to get tons of comic covers that come out of Valzad, and then people will go back to this book.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, that was an easy buy. We have Into Spider-Verse. Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen really hasn't fallen off that much, but at the height of her popularity in 2021, a raw copy was $915.
Yeah,
Now you
that's
can buy one from anywhere from $360 to $550 at the beginning of this year.
there's also
$600.
all the different printings of this, and it's a weird.
It's what, 5 different printings plus store
I think more than that.
exclusives.
More than that, I think. And then you got the reprint. It was like a number 0, which is a reprint of this. There's there's a few. I like it. I have the design variant. Was it the 3rd or 4th print, whatever that is, and I'll stick with that. I'm not shilling out this type of money on a raw for a modern character. It's just it's a volatile market. So if you have it already, that's great. I'm just not buying it.
Yeah, I've been trying to get I cracked my copy 3 times to try to get a 9.8. After the third 9.6, oh my god, I'm done.
Did you get remarks back? Did they tell you?
No notes, nothing.
I hate that. See, that bothers me because, like, at least if you got notes back, you can be like, "Oh, I see what they saw. Maybe I can clean that up a little bit and resubmit it." But no, when you get no remarks, it's like 9/6.
Gwen and Miles will be the 2 most popular characters coming out of that whole 2011, 2014 class of new characters.
Well, yeah, I love Gwen.
If we ever get
it's Gwen a great character.
A figure Spider Gwen on the live action, these books will explode. Even though we got rid of the cartoon, live action is the way you're gonna go with this.
And what's the price on that? Was it $361? Was it the last one?
Yeah, $361.
You can get like 2 of the first Miles Ultimate Fallout Pacellis for that. The second.
That's the second printing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because those have fallen quite a bit too. So.
How much is the second printing of this anyway? Let me take a look. But I've seen so many Spider-Gwen cosplays at cons. It's insane. I thought Harley was popular. Character. Well, Harley and Gwen are the 2 most popular female characters, it seems, at cons to cosplay as.
Yeah, well, it's easy. You just get to like her suit as long as I was going to say as long as you can fit into it, but it's. I've seen some hungry Gwens. But yeah, it's nonetheless it's an easy cosplay. You get the Lycra suit that has a hood, and you go. You don't have to do the makeup. You don't have to. You could have a blonde wig. Yeah. It's it's easy. Harley, you got to do work for.
What? Second print, fair market value is $272. What? Really?
Those later prints are weird. The way the values move around on those.
You would think. I mean, this is second print. Let me share this. Oh. Look at that, $24, $77, $356, and
some of those are older.
July. And then there's no grade for $150.
I always go with the no grade because I never trust idiots that tell you on eBay it's VF plus and you get it. It's like, well, did you dog shit in this before you sent it to me? Because it doesn't look like VF plus.
Then you look at the other ones that are
half and half.
The third, fourth, fifth print, then a blank. So many covers for this thing. Insane.
Yeah, that design one is the one I have.
How does Dom feel about Spider-Gwen?
I like Spider-Gwen.
I love her. I love her and Miles together. I thought
she's an original character.
What? Not really.
She the swamp.
Well, you built off
character. She was made. Yeah, she was made. What? What?
Yeah.
What?
That's all I'm saying.
Nope. A brand new
But
character.
Next up, ignoring Dom. New Teen Titans #2, the first appearance of Deathstroke. This book was going for 375. It dipped down to 179. It
So we got
hit
both.
725 in 2021, which is insane. And you can get the last two Raws was this year. The last Raw at a 96, they claim. They sold for 254.
You got both Deadpool first appearances on your list tonight.
I'll tell you what.
Deadpool can't hold his sword, all right, buddy?
You know, well,
He's not
I
good
agree.
enough to hold his
I agree.
sword.
You know what? I tell you what. He's supposedly bringing back. You know, he might be coming back. So
He's one of my favorite DC villains / anti. He has interesting arcs.
yeah, he does.
And they've done a lot with him in live action, TV.
Jedi
Comics.
disagrees with you. Original,
Yeah,
not even the
it's
first
original,
female
the
web
first
slinger.
character. I know it's not the first female yet. Spider-Woman. Oh, I know. I'm aware. Don't worry, Jedi. Get ready for the next show.
She's
does
my
belong
third
in
favorite.
everyone's
She's my
collection.
third favorite iteration of Gwen Stacy. I'll stick with the Lamole big booty Gwen.
Big booty Gwen for the Mexican,
God, I can't with you guys.
Mexican Spider-Man editions.
You
No,
know,
this is a good
go ahead.
book.
If you don't have this in your collection, you're doing something wrong.
I don't have it in my collection.
The only thing you have in your collection is Star Wars. Come on.
No,
I
I got
don't
some in
have
my
a
collection.
collection.
I have some in my collection.
It's
I do
fine.
want
We're
to-
friends. I'll let you share mine.
Don't worry about it. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm
It's a
glad you're
decent
here,
book.
buddy.
DC moves weird. I was like DC pricing, with DC Silver stuff forever, and you had to wait 20, 30, 40 years for some of the DC Silver to do anything. It's a weird, slower moving market, and
I can wait.
I don't fool around with DC Bronze that much, but I like the book a lot. I like the character, and I think the character is probably one of the better DC villains that they could put out there.
You know, and this is when Teen Titans was at the height of their popularity in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, they were doing more sales than every other DC title at the time. The same could be said for X-Men. That's why they did crossover. So I definitely will buy this book over and over and over, but that's just me. You know,
It's a good book. I don't know at this price raw whether I think it still might get a little softer.
yeah. And there are newsstands of this, and I believe there's Mark Jewelers, probably a Mark Jewelers of this laying around.
Really?
Yes, yeah, there's tons of DC Mark Jewelers. Marvel weren't the only ones that had Mark Jewelers, dude.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't understand newsstand premiums at this year of books. Some people do pay more for them. I still don't understand it because what year was this? I forget what year this came out.
1980.
Okay, so if you're in 80, you had more newsstands than you had directs, and I know newsstands get beat up more, but
Yeah,
there's
newsstands got
significantly
beat
more
up more.
newsstands in 80 than direct. So
Don't tell people that, but they know that.
I was
I
like
think
88 is where it hit the kind of the 50-50 distribution, and then after that it started to move to almost all direct.
So I guess that's going to end the other show for this week. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Joe's. Thank you, Dom.
Oh wow.
Thank you, everyone in the chat, AOA, Jedi, Comics, Cosmic, Lopez for stopping by, hanging out with us. Degrassi for dropping hints about what you're playing right now. I hate you. But
Yeah.
hit that like button and leave a comment if you're watching this video on the replay. And stop by at Renovision for the official
Hey, Degrassi,
CBSI
let me ask you a
Top
question.
10.
Any more
Yeah.
Boba Fett stuff is going to happen in TV? Let me know, please. I
That-
trust you. Oh,
That's
what's that?
why. That's why.
nice.
Anyway, that's Tomb, and that's Tomb's work. So little great artist who does these fun little covers and gives them away for free. So
Yeah.
fun part of the community.
Alright.
So I always like to give him a shout out. He's a
So
great part of the community.
thank you everyone for showing up and have a good night. And I will see you guys on Get Off My Lawn and the CBSI Top 10 in a few minutes.